Greetings, greetings. Greetings, Sister Aj. Greetings, 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 Sister Aj. Greetings, everyone, as you are coming into our live stream. Greetings, Sister Aj. And for those of you who might be watching, I just ask you for a little bit of patience. You know, technology sometimes has a mind of its own. And this evening, it's given us a little bit of its mind. So just bear with us a moment. Sister Aj, good evening. How are you? Okay. Again, you know, one of the things about meditation, while we're working through whatever this might be, one of the things that meditation teaches you is to be in the moment and to just, I would say, expect the positive outcome. So, again, this live stream is a discussion between myself and Sister Aj. We're just working through whatever technology gremlins, I like to call them gremlins, because every now and then something that is working correctly all the time decides that it's not going to work. So while we are working that out, I'm inviting you to get yourself relaxed and just, kind of be in this moment. Sister Aj, greetings, greetings.
Greetings. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yes.
can.
Okay.
I
Okay.
knew I knew that um I knew that staying in the moment was going to make it happen.
Right. Okay. Technology does its own thing.
That's right. Yes, yes.
And we've been on the call, but then when we got on the real call, I don't know what happened. But anyway, all is well. All is well.
Right.
Welcome everybody to our live stream, our melanated soul talks that we're having on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 7:30. Um, we are still getting Sister Omi, someone saying that they can't get in. So if Nio can check on the Facebook, they sent me a screenshot. And so just want to make sure that everybody who's trying to get in can get in.
Yeah, like I said, the technology gremlins, we just gonna go with the flow and see if we can work it out. Let me see if there's any way that I can assist.
Right. Well, we're
I'm
going to
double checking.
move along. Hopefully Shamir can get in and hopefully she can hear us. But we definitely want to welcome everybody in. Sister Omi, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Grateful to be in the moment. Of course, there's, always, challenges. We always have that. But that's where leaning into your practice, which really very simply is leaning into your breath. That's the foundation for meditation. Helps. So even now in this moment where we're still, kind of getting started. So thank you for asking. How are you doing in this moment?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. My days have been productive. Really, really working on not getting pulled into stress
Hmm.
of the times. December, everybody's rushing around, all the stores are crowded
Hmm.
and packed, and everybody just has this very anxious energy. So
Absolutely.
I am creating a routine and a regimen where I'm staying out of the way because I don't want to get consumed by that energy. I want to stay in a very peaceful energy. There's nothing that I need at this time. I don't have to go into the grocery store. I made sure
Hmm.
I had some essentials where I don't have to be back and forth to the grocery store because I know that's where a lot of anxious energy is. I'm not in any kind of stores where people may or may not be getting gifts, Walmart,
Yeah.
Dollar Tree, and all of that. And if I do go, it's very early in the morning or very almost when they're getting ready to close at night. And
Uh-huh.
so that has really been helping me with my stress,
Hmm.
around this time because you see a lot of car accidents and people
Oh
on their
yeah.
phone and people not paying attention and people bumping into each other. And it's
Hmm.
a lot of that kind of energy because everybody's trying to be about what they need. And we
Absolutely.
just have to make sure we make space for each other and we stay cool, calm, and collective. That's really my recipe for right now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I realize that the more I reflect on just life and events and interactions with other people, I do recognize that cool, calm, and collective can be a struggle for some people, depending upon their personality types, depending upon their energy. Because I think sometimes people think that is a show of weakness, maybe. Like the other energy, like, okay, I'm going to be aggressive. Oh, you cut me off, I'm going to curse you out. That shows some type of strength, that
Yeah,
aggressiveness. But the cool, calm, and collective is the real strength, because
yes,
that
it is.
helps you to move through. First of all, it will help you avoid.
Mm-hmm.
You will learn how to read your own self
Mm-hmm.
by by practicing meditation and other things, whether it's essential oils. But we're talking about meditation here. It helps you to become more discerning.
Yes.
It helps you to
And
say,
much
you know
more
what,
and
I'm
much
not
more
doing
intentional.
this now. Yeah.
Right. Much more intentional about controlling yourself and your attitude and your mannerisms and just everything that you are in control of. And as we're talking about, cool, calm, and collective,
Hmm.
definitely our meditation is about Ujima, which is
Hmm.
collective work and responsibility, and Ujima, which is cooperative economics. And that was the
Hmm.
topic tonight. And we're using it on the platform for Melanated Soul Talk for us to make sure we are, like you said, just acknowledging what our stresses are around this time of the year, and then making sure we're using our energy as we meditate and calm our minds and our bodies and our souls, that we're in alignment with our principles,
Hmm.
things that we should be exerting energy to, things that we should be affording ourselves to make sure we are in alignment with purpose. And so we
Hmm.
definitely had talked last week about our first two principles of Kwanzaa, knowing that, people are definitely have their energy. Some of us have our energy directed towards the holidays and that kind of thing. But our topic has been what stresses you around this time of year.
Hmm.
Is it worry? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it finances? What is brings you any kind of heaviness or overwhelms your mind around this time of the year, because this is a conversation that our community doesn't get to have, but it definitely affects us
Absolutely.
in
Yeah.
different ways for different people. But we just wanted to have a soul talk and a conversation to process through, to help our community process through, so we can stay in alignment with purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and not get pulled into the stresses that can happen around this time of the year, but stay in joy, stay in peace, stay in happiness, stay in harmony,
Mm-hmm.
with yourself as well as with your community. And so I just definitely wanted to put that at the forefront before we go into our meditation. For anyone who does not, or does not know about, aware of Kwanzaa and the seven Kwanzaa principles. Ujima is collective work and responsibility. It stands on to build and maintain our community together and make sure our brothers and sisters problems are our problems, and to make sure we solve our problems together. That is what collective work and responsibility is, and that could definitely take stress off of us if we work together more and become more responsible for each other's well-being.
Mm-hmm.
If check in on your people, make sure you're, checking in and seeing how people are doing, visiting people more. If you have elders around you, or, people who may live on a whole nother side of town, and you just really communicate with them via Facebook or social media, maybe creating some time where y'all can get together and laugh and catch up, because we do need each other's energy. We do need to be collectively supporting one another and
Mm-hmm.
uplifting one another and communing with one another. It's very important for humanity. Um,
Absolutely.
and then Ujamaa is cooperative economics, to build and maintain, in our businesses, for profit and non-profit, because we don't always have to spend money. I know you, Sister Umi, always talks to us about bartering.
Yes.
Bartering is an act of Ujamaa and cooperative economics. Money is not the only thing that we value. We need to value each other's time. We need to value each other's effort and energy as well. And there's a lot of things that people can do together without always thinking that money is the only thing that we can exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sister Umi, I just wanted to ask you, what is your perception of collective work and responsibility, and definitely cooperative economics, and what it means to you, and how do you, relate to both of those principles?
Well, thank you. I actually want to start with, cooperative economics, and
Mm-hmm.
then lean back into collective work and responsibility. So with Ujama, especially in this season, this can be a season where, if we are not already focused on buying from each other, supporting each other, seeking out other businesses uh, that are owned by people that look like you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that is a way. We're always hearing about, uh, the, if we would say, the lack of jobs, or the state of the economics within our communities. And often we might hear of uh, others seeking to get support from, whether it's the government, whether it's from other organizations. But economics or trade is very basic. So many of us have things that we may do. So many of us may have businesses that we're running out of our homes. We might not have a storefront, or we might have a storefront. So I encourage those who are listening. Part of what you can begin to do this season as we move through the holiday season and move into Kwanzaa is seek out people who look like you and purchase something from them or make a barter arrangement if they accept barter. Make that intentional. And then in terms of Ujima, collective work and responsibility, um, I think about um, back in Brooklyn when when I grew up. I lived in Bedford Stuyvesant and Crown Heights. I think I spent a little time in Clinton Hill, but Bedford Stuyvesant, Crown Heights, two main areas. I think about maybe in the late 70s, mid to late 70s, just this collective spirit, community spirit on the block that I lived,
Mhm.
where the older people looked out for the younger people. It didn't matter whether they were their biological children or kin to them in any way. And
Right.
younger people respected older people. And we
Mhm.
got together on for different reasons, for maybe cleaning the block once or twice a year, for maybe having bake sales or block parties. So I'm talking about something that, yes, is specific to maybe an urban environment, but the spirit that I'm talking about, that I think we also need to bring back, as Sister Ajay has said, is how can we help each other? How can we work together? How can we, if you know that there are other sisters that live in your area, how can you reach out in kindness and maybe befriend them? How can you all help each other with your children? How can
Mhm.
you all help each other with coming up with ideas of how you can create a cooperative economics project amongst
Mhm.
each other? So that's why I say they go hand in hand. And
Yes, they do.
this is a good time to be intentional about giving yourself the opportunity to think about how can you make this happen for yourself in your own life and your own community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And of course, we created this platform of Melanated Soul Talk, Melanated Sisters coming together in the art of wellness of meditation
Mhm.
and just coming in collectively, utilizing our energy, even though we're virtual, energy still
Mhm.
exchanges regardless. Of course, it's much stronger when we're person to person, but we can exchange energy this way as well. And it's very important for, like Sister Umi said, for us to create collective platforms
Mhm.
in the name of cooperative economics, in the name of us working together and being accountable and responsible for each other's well-being and each other's wellness. Because as we can see in our communities, no matter where we are all around this country, we see where our people are not well. We see
Mhm.
where our people are not well in their minds, they're not well in their mannerisms. Like I always say, I when I drive around, I see people arguing and fussing and cussing and
Mhm.
hollering and screaming, and that invites sickness and illness into the mind. It invites sickness and
Absolutely.
illness into the body,
Mhm.
and it's definitely something that disrupts and disturbs the soul. And so we created this platform so we can come together and share peace, to share calmness, to share happiness and joy, but also to talk out some things that matter to our soul that we need to be able to talk about in a very open manner, because we don't usually get to talk about things openly that affect us. And that's
Right.
what we created this platform for. And then we're also utilizing the art of meditation to calm the mind and calm the body and calm the soul, so we do not let the everyday stresses of this world and this society and the environments that we live in, overcome or overwhelm us to where we're not well. And so definitely always want to let people know why we created this platform for. It is a safe space for you to come. And if you are a beginner meditate and beginning in your meditation, or if you are an expert in meditation, this is just for all of us to come together in the spirit of peace and wellness and well-being, and using the art of wellness of meditation. And so with that being said, we're going to start our meditation. If things come up for you through the meditation in the name of collective work and responsibility, if anything comes up in the meditation for you as far as cooperative economics, you will have a chance to comment, and we can discuss and we can talk soul to soul. Is that all right? Sister Umi, did you have anything else to say before we go into meditation?
No, that is fine. I just would encourage everyone to, you know, close their eyes and relax. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. So go ahead, Sister Aj.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're getting ready to start our meditation. Get in a very relaxed position, sitting straight up. If you want to be on a cushion or on the floor, grounding, or if you want to sit up in a chair, there are different ways that different people meditate, but we definitely want you comfortable. Your back is straight. You're deeply breathing from your abdomen. Your abdomen should be expanding when you inhale, and then we are inhaling 4 seconds, guiding our breath all the way up to the top of our heads, and we're holding and allowing our minds to clear anything that is heavy on your mind, anything that is heavy on your heart, anything that is heavy on your soul that you are carrying. We're asking that you just exhale that out to release, and give yourself permission to relax and rest the mind from any thoughts, any worries, any doubts, any fears, any agitation, any frustration, any irritation, and just relax and breathe, following your breath from the soles of your feet up through your abdominal area, through your chest, up through your throat, on into your head, all the way up, just taking a deep breath, all the way up, and holding at the top of your head. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, and deeply exhale through the mouth, releasing in a sigh, allowing yourself to sit in quietness and stillness. And we're going to take another deep breath, inhaling through your nose, inhaling fully all the way up to the top of your head, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and deeply release and exhale out. Making sure you empty your abdomen, allowing it to rest and deflate. We're going to do several deep more breaths. Inhaling up. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and release. 2, 3, 4. Continue your rhythmic breath, inhaling deep, holding, and fully exhaling. Allowing your mind to clear, allowing your heart to release, allowing your soul to be nourished and enriched and enlightened with rest and relaxation, as well as restoration. And you're going to continue your deep rhythmic breath. If any thoughts begin to try to enter into your mind, just follow your breath. And fully exhale anything that is heavy on you emotionally, anything that's heavy on you mentally. If there's anything that's concerning your finances, we want to release any heaviness regarding that. Definitely anything that is affecting your spirit, we want to fully release and let go of that, giving the body, the mind, and the soul a rest. Breathe in for your sixth breath. We're going to do it 7 times. Inhaling 4, holding, and release. Another deep inhalation. Abdomen inflating, fully expanding. Bring it all the way to the top of your head. Allowing your shoulders to relax. And sigh out a release. Allow your rhythmic flow to continue, using your breath to nourish and oxygenate your mind. We're oxygenating the body, and we're definitely nourishing the soul just with the power of breath. We're just using the power of our breath to restore, to rejuvenate, to replenish, to recalibrate all of our organs, our blood, our tissues, our pores, our skin. This is how we naturally nourish the body. This is how we naturally nourish the mind. And this is how we naturally nourish the soul. All of us deserve rest and restoration. Take these last few minutes of deep breathing. As you return back to your center, as you allow your body to balance, you can open your eyes, still staying in your rhythmic breath, and welcome yourself back. Smiling in your heart, loving in your mind. And slowly open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. Take a few minutes just to feel, not allow your thoughts to take over, but just to feel how that meditation restored you or rejuvenated you or replenished you or rested you. And Sister Umi, I would ask you, what did you receive? What came up through the meditation for you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was talking and
Yeah,
you
but we
couldn't
couldn't
hear
hear you.
me.
Mm-mm.
So, again, those of you watching, you just go with the flow. So I'll just start over. I'll answer Sister Ajay's question. What came up for me were different kind of like ideas or different urgings of using this time to create. I have different supplies like watercolors, colored pencils, um, resin, different types of materials, soap for soap making, but I don't always do these things. Um,
Mm.
I'm not always actively doing them all the time. I actually, say, oh, when I retire, I'm going to do this all of the time. And what came up for me is just a urging, like a pulling to do to use that creative energy now. So kind of like it was like, okay, what will I work on tomorrow? I already started working on a couple of things in the past couple of days, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that this is an example. I know I'm not the only one. It can be an example of you receiving direction through meditation, especially as we prepare for the beginning of the year 2026. People like to make resolutions, but through meditation, things like your directions can naturally come up. And that's what's coming up for me to start to make time to work on those other little projects because they make me feel good. That's
Yeah.
one reason. The other reason, when we talk about cooperative economics, they are things that I can produce that I can then offer for sale to others through my business. So that's what's coming up. Be creative,
Mm.
get lost in the creativity, meaning just be in that moment. If it's an hour, if it's 15 minutes, just paint or just work on, making soap or whatever it is that I'm doing and really enjoy it. So that's what
Mm.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
These two principles are so key
Mm,
to the rising of our community, because economically we are at a delay as a community. Individually, we may be at a place, but what came up for me is the thing that we have not mastered is collective economics,
right.
cooperative economics, collective work. We talked last week about unity and self-determination, and these are key components that can release stress in our community.
Hmm.
And that's why we were so excited about how we entered in on 11/11 when we started the platform of Melanated Soul Talks and utilizing the art of meditation. And then we had the ideas of bringing in the Kwanzaa principles.
Right. Yes.
After we had the topic of what stresses you around the holidays. And so they go hand in hand, because I feel, and what came up for me through the meditation is, we practice a lot of these principles. If we
Hmm.
really, really developed ourselves and practiced a lot of these principles, it would really take away a lot of stress in our community. That's what that's
Absolutely.
what came up for me through the meditation, is just meditating on these key responsibilities and principles just relieve stress for me.
Absolutely. I think there's so much talk, and I won't go deep into the specific examples. I think if I refer to, there's so much rhetoric, there's so much, if I would say, impact that or I would say added impact, because our communities always are impacted by what's going on, in terms of laws or policies. But in the past, since January, the place that we're in, the challenges that we're taking, the energy that we're dealing with, the energy that we're dealing with, I think about the I will get a little specific on this one. I think about the whole action and discussion about um taking away SNAP benefits, and how many people that affects, and how that affected or impacted in our community. And when I think about those kinds of things, when we're talking about these two principles, if we started to really work collectively about things that are life essentials, like around food, like around shelter, like around generating money within our community. Like Sister Ajay said, we could solve some of these perceived problems. I use the word perceived because um, there wouldn't be a need for any, and I'm going to be bold in saying this, there wouldn't be any need for SNAP if we were practicing these principles,
Absolutely.
if we were looking out for each other, if we have people in our communities who are healers, who are entrepreneurs. The two of us bear witness to that. But sometimes we are not seeking out um, those in our community who are offering not only their services and their products, but a direction,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
a also offering the opportunity to share and work with each other in a positive way, in a life-giving way. We have it. We
Mm-hmm.
we we have it in different pockets. I'm saying this just as an example, not to put any, um, but like, for example, for the sisters who may style their hair with weaves or wigs, I'm in another group on Facebook and I hear a lot of um, recommendations around. So I see cooperative economics and collective work and responsibility around supporting that aspect of ourselves. When I say aspect, it is absolutely normal for sisters to want to beautify themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
I also say it would be wonderful if we embraced other aspects of what we need, of how we live in the same way.
Absolutely. I
Right,
agree.
Sister Ajay? Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
We just have to prioritize some more meaningful things that we exert energy in,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to support each other in that, other than just external things, but more
Mm-hmm.
internal things that we really, really need. Like, mental health is something that our community
Mm-hmm.
needs direction in. Of course, the food, if you know a farmer, if you want to farm, start, finding black farmers. They have directories now where we don't
Mm-hmm.
have to just go to the grocery store. And a lot of farmers, as we're talking about SNAP, a lot of farmers accept SNAP. They
Mm-hmm.
accept SNAP benefits. As
Mm-hmm.
well, a couple of the farmers markets that I go to here in Atlanta that's black owned, they accept SNAP benefits, and so we can
Mm-hmm.
support them in that way as well. There's a lot of cooperative economical things that can happen when we come together as community. But when we stay divided, then we don't know what's going on in our community. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know who to reach out to that can support us with our needs. So we go to the grocery store, we go to the doctor, we go to all of these external things, but there's a lot of things that is happening in our community
Mm-hmm.
that can support us in a lot of our needs as well. But because we haven't formed unified, and we talked about unity last week, we haven't uh, created unified, or we're not connected to unified circles, then we have to rely on other people and
Yeah,
other
yeah.
things outside of ourselves, because we don't know who we can go to
Mm-hmm.
per se.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people in our community that we can form bonds and relationship with in the name of cooperative economics and collective work and responsibility. And so this platform, you can reach out to us if there's someone in the Atlanta area that needs information. I'll be glad to share what I know and who I know and different things that I know, that can help you support you in your needs. And Sister Umi is in the Florida area.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have to just create these circles where
Mm-hmm.
we can begin to rely on one another
Yeah.
and be able to support each other and build the platforms that we need and what we need them for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also, I'd like to say to those watching, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching our recording, I want to invite you to start to look, be curious. We started this series. We're having this series about what stresses you during the holiday, but we're also guiding you in a direction where you can address that stress and you can turn it around. I'm going to say, if for those of you who are watching, if you spend a little time using your devices, you could search on Facebook, you could search on Instagram, different businesses in your area according to your interests. Okay, you might discover um, people around you that you didn't know that have services that can help you. In terms of becoming more self-determined. And what I mean by that, that they include meditation, they include maybe aromatherapy. You know, you could
Mhm.
learn about herbs. You know, we have
Mhm.
a sister who you could take a class, a certification as an herbologist through her. Okay.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so I encourage you to be curious, and you can start with the two of us. We're going to be putting up a link tree, link, a QR code that's going to take you to our individual companies, and you'll see what we offer. Or you can just contact us to ask a question for further direction. Collective work and responsibility, I think, also is about being willing to listen to each other and to guide each other to a solution, to
Yes.
a resource. Okay. Um, let's do more of that
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
lessen just consistently complaining, because
Mhm.
that puts more emphasis on the problem. But we go back again to why we include meditation in our live stream, because meditation, excuse me, will help you bring you back to your center, open yourself up, open your awareness and your spirit to guidance, so that the more you do it, the more clearer you become
That's right.
on what your purpose is, on what your self determined goals are, on how
Mhm.
you can become, experience more unity, how you can participate or even start. You might decide to start your own business to
Mhm.
participate in cooperative economics. So I want to leave that with everyone. Start to look, start to seek out. Let that be something that you do until we meet again, and see what you discover. Share that with us.
Yeah.
Okay. Sister Ajay, you have any closing comments about our topic?
No, I enjoyed it. I thank everybody for joining. If you're joining live or if you're listening to the recording, we appreciate your time, your energy, and your efforts in joining this platform. And we look forward to growing with you with whatever part of your journey that you're on. We're here to support the community, to uplift, to motivate, and to definitely inspire, so we can return back to our greatness. That is really the purpose of
I
what we
love it.
all need to
Yes.
be able to do. And we're using the art of meditation to be able to do that, because no one has all the answers. I know I use meditation to get the answers,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get more clarity and clarification on what it is that I need to do and how it is that I need to move, you know, in my next steps and becoming, what I need to become and to do what it is that I need to do. It's not always that I have the answers. I have to
Yeah.
meditate and
Same
listen,
here.
and definitely pray as well. Prayer is a component of meditation as well. Meditation is listening, prayer is, speaking to your higher power, and meditation is
Absolutely.
being able to listen and get the direction and guidance from that higher power. And so they go hand in hand. So I just thank everyone for joining. We
Mm.
wish you to have a blessed week. Rise your vibration, reach out to each one of us if you need to, if you need support, if you need guidance and you need direction. We're here for you. This is why we've created this safe, sacred space, so our community can become unified and
Yes.
we can work on the principles that we're meditating on. So peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, everyone.